Good morning. It is Friday morning and I have the day off today because there's a lot going on this weekend. So I took Friday off. I'm going to go out and get a 4-hour ride in this morning outdoors. It is supposed to start raining later today and I didn't want to do that ride in the rain or on the trainer because it is a long ride. I'm starting to increase my riding volume. Then Saturday we are headed to Chatsworth up in LA because my oldest daughter, her team, her and her 2 teammates are on robotics and they qualified for the state championship. So I really don't have a chance to get my long ride in. Tomorrow I will run and do a little bit of running on Sunday to finish out the week. So now I am headed out to get an early start. It is 5:11. I want to start around 6 a.m. when the sun is just coming up. But since it's morning, I just woke up, I figured let's talk about rest, and that being the 4th item on that train like a pro triathlete. Rest is so critical, and I have neglected it for many years, cutting corners, trying to get in as much as I can, minimizing my sleep to 5 hours, 6 hours, and it never ends well. I don't get the recovery. I start to lose motivation. My diet feels like it stalls. My body just isn't repairing and resting. So I have made sleep a very, very important piece. I try to get between 7 and 8 hours every night at this point. I really can't sleep longer than that, and my body naturally wakes up around 4:30 at this point. So I need to make sure I go to bed by 9 o'clock, and I would say 90% of the time I am successful. One of the things I have started taking is a triple magnesium supplement about a half hour before I go to bed. I bought the one I'm using on Amazon and I like it. It's a berry flavored. It's supposed to have a calming effect, help you sleep better. So I've started using that. The other thing I do is I try to stop using my electronic devices before I get into bed. Turn on my alarm, check my messages, whatever I'm gonna do, then put it down. And when I get into bed, don't continue to look at it. Be done when I lay down, because if I get in that mode of looking and scrolling, or I find something and then it gets on my mind, get a message, I don't want any of that keeping me awake. Sleep is tough for everyone. Maybe you get off work really late, or you're young and you want to go out and have fun, or you have kids, and all of these things are factors in our sleep. But what it really comes down to is sacrifices. If you want to recover, if you want to feel better, you've got to get the sleep in. And it's key to longevity. It's key to your performance. So you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. You're gonna have to cut out maybe those nighttime TV shows, things like that. Go out a little less often if you are really serious about making improvements in your performance. Well, the sun is just starting to come up. It is a little overcast, so it's not as light as I hoped it would be. But this morning I am going a minimum of 3 hours, up to 4 hours. Really just depends on what happens with the weather. It should not rain until later this afternoon, around 2. Then it's gonna rain all the way until Sunday. But the forecast calls for increasing wind. So right now, it's not too bad, but as the morning goes on, it's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Tonight I leave familiar for the great unknown. Got a couple broken arrows and my hair is grown since you saw me last, talking on an old flip phone. Today I shed the skin of who I used to be. Got Sinatra on a 45, I'm buzzing like a bee. Just hoping you'll come fly with me. I took a Greyhound down to Georgia, then a rental up to Maine. But how I hope for California in the spring.
Well, I am back, done with the ride. Wind is starting to pick up. It was actually a little bit of a headwind on the way back from the beach. 58.5 miles, 3 hours and 5 minutes and 50 seconds, average 18.9 miles per hour. Wattage, 179 watts. So fairly flat for 58 miles. But now I'm gonna head home, grab a bite to eat, get cleaned up, and then I wanna talk about that next item that I think is so critical, and I think pro athletes do a very good job of it, whether they are born with it, whether they practice it, but it comes down to their mental toughness, their mindset. I think that is an area a lot of us neglect. We don't consider it an area that we really need to put a lot of effort in. I am back, cleaned up, fueled up, had some breakfast, and now my mind is clear. I am mentally focused. So let's talk about mental strength. And that is something I love hearing pro athletes, pro triathletes talk about in things they've done, the work they do, because I think it is something we ignore way too often. I think many people don't feel there is value there, or they don't want to put the effort in because it takes a long time, and it's where the real work happens. Sitting down, reading books about mental strength exercises, meditation, working on being present, all those things. One of the number one things I feel like you hear often the greats talk about is visualization. And that's visualizing achieving the goal that you want to achieve. Maybe for someone like Lionel or Jan or Lucy Charles Barkley, it's Kona, right? But for us, it's not Kona. Maybe it's qualifying for Kona for you. But for me right now, it's going 4:38 in a 70.3. It's qualifying for Boston. And visualization is something I have done forever. It's sitting down and going through in your mind, visualizing the actual experience of achieving that goal. In that case, for me, 4:38, it's visualizing all of the race process, the race day, going in the morning, throughout the entire day, the obstacles that I might face and how I might work through those, visualizing myself successfully getting through the swim, breaking 30 minutes, coming off the bike, going 23 miles per hour, which is what I want to do, and running sub 7-minute miles and breaking 4:38, crossing the finish line. All of that. Visualization is so important. The second one, and it's so easy to get caught up in, you don't even know you're doing it. Maybe you're doing it publicly. Maybe you're just doing it sitting there in your mind on the way to a workout before you go to bed. And that is negative self-talk. People don't even recognize that they're doing it all the time. Maybe they're just putting themselves down in public when they're out amongst their friends, or sitting there thinking about why they can't achieve their goal, that this workout isn't going to be good. And it's just reinforcing these constant voices in your head and negative talk. We need to focus more on positive self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking about these things, about how you're not going to do it, you're not thin enough, you're not fast enough, whatever it may be, it's redirecting those thoughts. We all have them. Everybody has self-doubt. Everybody will catch themselves negatively self-talking. But the key is recognizing that and then redirecting that into a more positive manner, reinforcing what you are going to do, stating your goal. I will go 4:38. I will break a 30-minute swim. And it's just getting in the habit of when you catch yourself, don't continue to spiral in that thought process. And that takes work. That takes real work to change your perspective. Instead of always look at the negative, always looking at things that are wrong with you, it takes work to shift yourself to start focusing on the positives. Number 3 is presence and mindfulness. It's really being present during your training. Many people look for ways to distract themselves from the training they're doing, and I fall victim to it too sometimes. When I am on the trainer and I am doing a long ride, I want that iPad there and it's just kind of occupying my mind instead of focusing on the task at hand, not daydreaming, not trying to take yourself somewhere else, but being in the moment, the next pedal stroke, the next footstep, the next arm stroke during the swim. Being present. Number 4, pre-race routine. That is one of the things the great athletes do. They have a routine They know what works. They have practiced it over and over and over. And that routine has been developed over time, and they stick to it. They follow it. Race day morning, they know exactly what they're going to eat. They know exactly what they're going to drink. They've gone through it. And that comes back to practicing those things daily. Every time you train, you should be working on your fueling routine. You shouldn't be coming up on race day and wondering what you're going to drink. How many carbs do I take per hour? What am I going to take on the run? All of that should be dialed in months ahead of time, and you work through that. The gear that you're going to wear, you should not show up on race day in a brand new kit. You want to wear that at least a few times before you get out and run the race. And the last one, there are so many that go along with this, but the last one I'll cover is your support system, your community, the people that are around you. Build a strong team. They're there supporting you along the way. Maybe it's daily checking in with you on your diet if you're really focused on diet, holding you accountable. Building that support system, that social support system that is going to help you achieve your goals. They're going to help reinforce the positives and your achievements. They are not going to bring you down. They're not going to drain the motivation and the energy from you. Having a positive circle, having people that have your best interest at heart is really, really key. And that's what some of the best pros do. They have that team that is built in. And yes, maybe they have a lot more resources than we do, but that doesn't mean that you can't find training partners that are supporting you along the way. They understand your goals. They are there for you. Maybe they're going to the same race you are, but I think that is a huge key to success, is building a strong support system. I'm on the way over to Total Body Health, going to get a little ART, some laser, some PZO on the calf and the hamstring, as well as hop in the hyperbaric chamber for an hour. And that is essentially like being submerged underwater, creating pressure up to about 7,500 feet.
You did this one last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good, this thing.
How's the calf doing?
The what? The calf? Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I ran track right now.
Yeah.
So,
Good stuff.
yeah.
All good?
Yep.
Okay. I give it a thumbs up, you'll be good to go.
Cool. The chamber is pressurizing now. It slowly starts to expand, and then as the pressure builds, you feel like you need to equalize your ears. So you kind of have to do that over and over until it reaches the total depth or pressure, which is about 7,500 feet. What I like to try and do is take a nap, because I will be in here for an hour. That was a good session in the chamber, in there about an hour. Did fall asleep, took a little bit of a nap, then had some ART and laser and PZO on the calf. It is feeling much better. The hamstring, kind of midway up, is very tender still. That's kind of been a lingering thing, so I have been trying to roll that quite a bit, but progress is really, really good. Now just headed home. It is 5:08 p.m. Hang out with the kids, make some dinner, and get ready for tomorrow. I plan to do a run tomorrow, as well as I am going to go home before it starts raining and break out my rower. I haven't used my rower in a couple of years, put it away when I kind of rearranged the garage, but Tony, my co-host of the OC Endurance podcast, kind of re-inspired me to get it out. He recently bought a rower, and kind of throw that in the mix with everything else I'm doing. It is Saturday morning. It is raining outside, which was predicted, so I will not be doing anything other than swimming outside today. But this morning, I'm hopping on the treadmill first. It is 4:30 in the morning. I'm gonna knock out an easy hour on the lever, then head over to the pool, swim for an hour, and then come home, and then I'm undecided. I'm either gonna run for another hour, or I'm going to hit the rower. I pulled it out of storage. It's quite dusty. Need to clean it up, get it all set up, and then decide whether I'm gonna row or I'm going to run, keeping it kind of loose just by feel. Coming into today, I have 13 hours of training for the week already. So I figure I will do 2 to 3 hours today and then at least 1 hour tomorrow. This afternoon, we head up to Chatsworth in LA. We're staying in a Residence Inn Marriott up there because my oldest daughter, her and her robotics team are competing in the state championships tomorrow. So that is an all-day thing. I will probably run tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be outdoors, if it's still raining. May just be hitting the treadmill in the hotel gym, but just kind of keeping it free-flowing this weekend. Whatever I feel, whatever I can get in, I will get in.
I look like a bag of money I'm on. They wanna know what I'm on. Got diamonds dancing on my neck. That is the vibe I'm on. Drip way too lit. Who gon' check? You can tell me none. Boss mode in effect. And my money long. If you ain't talking money, don't talk to me. I be over here where the bosses be. Pockets on thick, cause I eat my greens. Way too hot, 3,000 degrees. No pictures, please. Cameras flashing, I'm VIP.
All right, well, that was good. That was 1 hour, 7.13 miles. Felt really good. What I like to do is start at 6 miles per hour, so a 10-minute mile pace. And every 5 minutes as I warm up and go into the workout, I increase it by 0.2 miles per hour. And then work my way all the way up to, I think got to 8.2 or so, 720, somewhere around there, and finish off that last 5 minutes of the hour running at that pace. So it's essentially a progressive run, but what I watch as I do that is my heart rate. I don't want my heart rate in these runs to exceed 135. Using the lever, your heart rate is much lower than if you were running and bearing your own body weight. So I have been slowly reducing the amount of resistance or the amount of lift I am getting as I've started to feel better. So today it was fairly light, but as I increase the treadmill speed, I watch my heart rate and I don't want it to exceed 135. So if I get up to 8.2 miles per hour and I am still, that 720 pace and my heart rate is still under 135 or right at 135, it was 134 today, then that's where I top the workout out. But now I've got to make a bottle with some Vitargo in it because I am headed to the pool for a 7 a.m. swim. Well, the rain has definitely arrived. So this morning got up, had some coffee, then ran fasted with just water. And now I've got Vitargo, 1 scoop, 140 calories, which I won't drink all of this during the swim, probably only about half. And I was feeling hungry when I got here. So luckily in my emergency stash in the back of my car, I found a waffle. So I am going to eat this so I don't go into the workout hungry.
Chat and chit. I come through like what's good, who's weak, split and split. Man better breeze and sprint. It's long if I choose to bite down on these pricks. X is a lyrical 4-4 and this, so make sure it's X that you wanna rally with. Oh, make a big man turn to a kid. Shout out skull when I flat out wigs. Never seeing X's with your eyes closed, don't move past girls behind your eyelid. Bars and flows, check out their mixture. Told them man can't handle the fixture. It's all funny games to the person saying it's all funny games. Get beat up and cocked out the picture. Must be active if you think you can wick me. I'll tell my man put down the liquor.
That was a good swim, 3,600 meters, just a hair under 3,900 yards. That puts me at 13,400 yards for the week. That bonus 6,000 I did on Tuesday. I am looking forward to continuing to incorporate another swim, so 4 swims a week. I don't know if it'll be 6,000 each time, but it'll be at least 4,000. I really feel like the tips coach has been giving me on my stroke, using the snorkel, using less buoy, doing more kicking, is really starting to pay off. One of the tips he's been calling out is for me to keep my front arm, the arm in front when I am going to breathe, make sure that stays up and doesn't start to drop when I take my breath. And then when I pull down, make sure that arm doesn't go too far to the outside. I feel like I'm swimming faster, or maybe I'm swimming the same speed but with less effort. So things are improving. Locked out. You're locked out. Well, I'm back from swim, fueled up. The kids are working on their robot. We are hoping they will be done around 1 o'clock, and we will pack everything up, load it in the car. I've got to drop Maple off at the boarding place where she will stay until Monday because we will be gone for the next 2 days. And then we're going to head out to Chatsworth where the competition will be. It is Chatsworth High School, and I know what you're thinking about Chatsworth. We're staying at a Marriott Residence Inn right by the competition because they need to be there nice and early tomorrow. And I'm hoping to go run somewhere tomorrow. But now I am going to clean up my rower. Got to dust it all off, put it together, and I'm going to hit a rowing session. Well, I am loading the car. We are almost all packed up to head out to Chatsworth. It is not 1 o'clock. It is closer to 5 o'clock. Things took longer than I had hoped, but they got everything packed up. They got the robot working, we hope. And it takes about an hour and a half to hour, 45 minutes to get out there. Cruise out there, hopefully find a good little spot for dinner, and then early to bed. We made it.
First state championships academically on athletic.
Hopefully that was a good shot.
Let's go back.
Good morning. It is Sunday morning. It is 4:59 in the morning. Got a pretty decent night's sleep. This Residence Inn is pretty nice. It's actually seemed really new or recently remodeled, but there are 3 treadmills here. So I'm going to start off with a run this morning, and maybe I'll run an hour and then go get some coffee. And then I might run some more. And after that, probably do a little strength training. I am all cleaned up. It is 7:24. I'm gonna head down for breakfast. The girls are already down there. I ended up running 10 miles, super easy. Just getting some mileage on the legs, 90 minutes, nothing hard to finish out the week. So that puts me at 17 hours and 5 minutes for the week, which is a strong week. I feel good, feel like I'm recovering. The calf continues to feel better. But now I'm gonna head down. Thank you to everyone for the comments, the subscriptions, the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. We continue to climb. We're really close to 12,000 subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed, click that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week. How are you feeling?
Excited.
How was the first round?
112 points.
That's pretty awesome. That's like the most points you guys have ever gotten.
Yeah.
Sweet.